You ever find yourself automatically trusting the loudest person in the room, even when something deep down feels a little off? Today, we're diving into this really powerful mental shortcut that explains exactly why that happens. It's a bias that's so wired into our brains that it actually makes us prefer a confident lie over a hesitant truth. Let's get into it.
Sounds kind of backward, doesn't it? But seriously, think about it. In meetings, watching the news, even just talking with our families, we are just drawn to that voice of certainty. It's like this magnetic pull, even if that certainty is leading us completely down the wrong path. So the real question is, well, our minds process confidence as if it is truth. It just carries the same weight, the same authority. But here's the wild part. From a psychological standpoint, confidence and being accurate are completely, totally unrelated. So why on earth are we wired to fall for it every single time? Let's find out. Okay, so to get to the bottom of this, we've got to talk about something called the confidence trap. And what's so fascinating is that this isn't some bug in your brain's software. Nope, it's actually a feature, one that was designed for a very, very different world than the one we live in today. That's it right there. See, our brains evolved to be survival machines, not these super accurate fact-checking computers. For almost all of human history, making a fast decision was way more important for survival than making a perfect one. And believe it or not, that ancient operating system is still running the show today. And to really get this, we've got to rewind the clock. I'm talking way, way back. Think about a time when your survival depended completely on making split-second judgments about who to trust and who to follow. Just picture it. You're one of our ancient ancestors, and you hear a rustle in the bushes. The person who confidently yells, "Run," is a lot more likely to save the group than the one who kind of thoughtfully whispers, I wonder what that sound could be." In that world, hesitation could get you killed. So our ancestors learned that very simple, life-saving rule. Follow the confident.
And get this, there's some serious brain chemistry at play here. When someone speaks with that kind of clarity and speed, it can literally trigger a chemical reaction in your brain. A little cocktail of dopamine and oxytocin gets released, and suddenly you feel good, you feel safe, you feel trusting. It's like a biological handshake that seals the deal before your logical brain even has a chance to chime in.
So at the end of the day, your brain isn't running a fact check, it's running a vibe check. It's built to prioritize that feeling of safety and certainty over a cold, hard analysis of the facts. Confidence basically has a backstage pass that lets it bypass our logic and speak directly to those ancient survival instincts. All right, so what happens when we take this ancient brain hack and drop it right into our modern world? Well, we start confusing confidence with something totally different, competence. Let's see how that plays out. And when you look at the actual data, the power of this bias is, well, it's pretty shocking. Study after study shows the same thing. If you put a confident liar next to a nervous truth teller, we will overwhelmingly believe the liar. We just instinctively see confident speakers as smarter and more credible, even if what they're saying is complete and utter nonsense. And this is the exact loophole that manipulators just love to exploit. I mean, think about it. The most successful scammers don't sound frantic, right? They sound calm, they sound authoritative. Fake gurus don't say maybe, they speak in bold, absolute truths. They figured out they don't need facts on their side. They just need to nail the performance of certainty. Right here, this is the moment our brain makes a huge, and I mean huge, leap of faith. It hears the sound of expertise, that clear voice, that decisive tone, and it just assumes the substance of expertise is there too. It's a really dangerous and often very costly assumption to make. Okay, now for a really fascinating and kind of counterintuitive twist in this story. You'd probably think that being smarter would make you immune to this bias, but you know what? The research actually suggests the exact opposite might be true. Yeah, it's a total paradox. Being intelligent doesn't give you a free pass here. In fact, sometimes it can make you an even easier target. How on earth is that possible? Well, just think about the difference. A thoughtful, intelligent person knows that reality is messy and complex. They doubt themselves. They question their own assumptions. A manipulator, on the other hand, they operate with this relentless, unwavering certainty. To our ancient brain, the thoughtful person's doubt can look a lot like weakness, while the manipulator's conviction looks an awful lot like leadership. So the big question is, how do we possibly fight back against something that's so hardwired into us? Well, it starts with building what you can think of as a mental firewall. Let's break down how to do it. And the good news is, you don't need some sort of complex mental gymnastics to do this. You just need to install a simple, conscious rule into your thinking. It's all about creating a little pause before your brain's autopilot has a chance to take over. Here's the rule. You have to consciously, deliberately separate the delivery from the content. The next time you feel yourself being persuaded by someone, stop and ask yourself, am I being swayed by how this person is talking or by what they are actually saying? Is it their confident energy or is it their hard evidence?
This right here, this is your new mantra. Whenever you feel that irresistible pull of someone's certainty, that comforting feeling of trust, just pause. Force yourself to ignore the energy and actively hunt for the evidence. And if you can't find any, that right there is a massive red flag.
So you got to remember this. Your brain's default setting is to chase confidence. It's not a flaw, it's not a personal failure, it's just a feature of our ancient wiring. But knowing that is the first step to overriding it. Because the most effective manipulation, it doesn't announce itself with a villain's laugh. It arrives with a calm, reassuring, and utterly certain voice.